ॐ वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय कोटिसूर्यसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा वागर्थाविव सम्पृक्तौ वागर्थप्रतिपत्तये जगतः पितरौ वन्दे पार्वती परमेश्वरौ सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा येनाक्षरसमाम्नायम् अधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्। ॐ Okay. So, do you remember visarga sandhi? Was it too difficult? What are the basic rules you have to remember? What follows? Ash or khar? Visarga can only be there if a khar follows. If ash follows, there will not be visarga. And that what is khar? We should at least know this much, okay? What is ash? What is khar? Minimum. What is ash? Ach plus hash. That's how to remember it, okay? Ash is ach plus hash. What is ach? All vowels. What is hash? Soft consonants. What is remaining? Khar. What are they called? Hard consonants. Okay? So vowels plus soft consonants are one side, devaha. Asuraha are all the kar, okay? Whichever way we look at it. So the whole point is you divide it into three. Ach, ash, ach, hash, and kar. Okay? Within ach, you pay attention to one thing. What precedes and what follows. One is a preceding, a following. A preceding, hash following. A preceding, hash following. Everything else, we don't care much when ash follows. And then we come to khar following. Khar follows, if visarga is there, it's there. It doesn't matter what's before that. If visarga is there, it will have some changes. Okay? Does it make sense? Or was it too fast again? We will look at it. All right? Because so far I have tried to teach you through the Paninian Sutras. And there what happens? The visarga is not there in the beginning. What it starts with is padanta sakara. Padanta sakara will become ru. This is a rule. No ifs and buts. Padanta sakara will become ru. Okay. Then what will happen to ru? That ru can become a yakara when bho bhago agho apurvasya yoshi. Either the bho, the padanta sakara and bho, or bhos, agho, bhago, in all those, and most important for us is apurva. Avarna is at or a. If these two precede the ru, that ru will become ya. That ru will become ya. What will happen to that ya? That ya may be dropped optionally if a vowel follows. Mandatory if a hal follows. Okay. This covers the world of what can happen if ash. At what happens to yakara so far we don't know. What can further happen? Even before it became a yakara, that ru, if preceded by at and followed by at, will become what? Ut. That ru will become ut. Visarga is not yet born at all. Before it was born, it was hijacked. Ru became ut. And a plus ut, guna will happen. Ad guna. So we'll end up with what? O. That O is followed by another at. That O and A will follow to form a Purupa Sandhi. So you'll get O only. All right. If A precedes shorter and hash follows the ru, then also the room will become ut. But now, after becoming a plus ut o, o is followed by x of consonant. There's no more sandhi to happen. That's over. This much is a total story when visarga is not born. And then, if it's born, you have to look at what are the changes when each of the letters follows. Right? And there, what did we see? I'm just mentioning it first, just to jog your memory. All right. There, what happened? We saw that kharavasanayoho visarjaniya. Once khar follows and no other changes happen to the room, it survived so far, it will become visarga. Once a visarga is there, next rule is what? Visarjaniyasya saha. Utsarga is visarjaniyasya. Visarjaniyasya becomes sakara. Swamiji, why so much trouble? As I said, this is just the way Panini has set things up. Okay? So after all this talk, I'm going to show you now without Panini, okay? So that we can follow a table more easily. But for those of you who have stayed with me so far, I want you to get the benefit of what we've done so far well. All right? So now what will happen? The visarga is there, but it could get hijacked, either optionally or mandatorily. It could get hijacked. If the visarga is followed by a khar, khar has to follow, and that khar is followed by a shar para khar it's called, then in such a situation visarjaniyasya visarjaniyah adeshah bhavati. Visarga is replaced by visarga means what? Visarga will remain, okay? Nothing will happen to visarga. It will stay. Okay. That's one condition visarga is guaranteed to survive. In all other cases, it may undergo a makeover. Okay. So the next thing is what now? If ka, kha or pa, pha follow, then the visarga may be replaced by an ardha visarga, jihvamuliya or upadmaniya. Spashtam va? Good. Now if it survives, every time it has survived, okay? So far it's surviving. What is surviving? Visarga is still surviving. Then in khar, what do you have? You have kha, pa, cha, ta, tau, right? You go through it, what do you get? Someone say, just to make sure we don't remember, we don't forget Maheshwara Sutra. Whoever, one of you, volunteer.
Kappa chatatam chatatta. Sir.
Again?
Kappa chatatam chatatta. Sir hal.
Hey, what about kapai?
Kappai, sorry.
Maheshwara Sutras you can't forget, okay? If you forget Maheshwara Sutras, then it's not fun in this class, okay?
Sorry.
No problem. No problem. I'm just saying, try and remember, okay? Kapa chata ta chata tau, kapai, shashasar, hal. Right? So, what is khai? Khai is first and second of a class. Now I'm splitting khar, okay? Khar is equal to khai plus shar. See, you have to know that, you have to know the arrangements well. Khai plus shar is equal to khar. What is ash? Ach plus hash was ash. Now khar is what? Khai plus shar. If now we are looking at what happened when khai follows. Right? So we checked ka, kha and pa, pha. All right. If it is still surviving, visarjanisya sakara adesha bhavati. Visarga will become sakara now. We have not gone to shar yet, okay? Maybe I'll finish shar first, that's better. Shar. When shar follows. What is shar? Sha, sha, sa. Right? Ha is not there. Shashasa. When shashasa follows, what will happen? Visarjaniya may be there or sakara may come. Option is between visarjaniya, visarga and sakara. Okay. So now either you'll have visarga surviving or the sakara. And in all other cases, sakara will come if it survived so far. So what is remaining now? Sakara is remaining. Take it that way. Understand? Sakara remains either optionally or mandatorily. This sakara, what can happen to it? If it is in connection with a shakara or chavarga, shu, shu, shakara, chavarga, shakara, chu is chu, cha, 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 ja, janya is chu, then that sakara will get replaced by shakara. If this sakara is in contact with two, what is two? Ta, ta, da, dhana, tavarga, or sha, murdhanya shakara. What is this two called? Shtu. Shtu. First was shu, now we're talking of shtu. This shtu, if it is there in contact with the visarga, contact means after visarga only, cannot be before. If it is there, what will happen to it? The visarga, means sakara, not visarga, sakara will get replaced by shakara, murdhanya shakara. Okay. So now when will sakara survive? Only if the or tha proceed. Otherwise, it is gone away. Optionally or mandatorily. Okay. This is the whole story. Took us 10 minutes, 15 minutes, tell the whole story. Now there are a few more rules for this ardha visarga and this when ka or pa follows. In that there are a lot of small sub rules which we will look at but not critical for us. Clear so far? We've been talking same thing for several classes, but I'm hoping that in the class itself it is getting well into your head. Okay. Now we will get into some examples. So how are we going to look at the examples now? We are going to divide our world as I told you earlier. What? Ach, Hush, and Khar. Okay? And now, in the preceding also, we are going to divide the world a little differently. When A precedes, when A precedes, anything else precedes. Okay? So now I'm going to share with you the rules organized in that way. Not thinking about room and and all that. One step rule now. Okay? So if you found it too hard to follow all these flow, now you go with a simple A to B. But the loss is what? The loss is, like say I told you, that when the sakara is in contact with chavarga or shakara, it will become shakara, I said. That is not Panini's rule. Panini's rule is not so restrictive. It is much wider. It's a Vyanjana Sandhi rule. And that rule has more application. So if I make you do this, it will look like Visarga Sandhi has one rule and separate rule for Vyanjana. No, they are shared. Rules are shared. That's how Panini organized it. So, and if you remember, we saw Rory, So that also is not going to get covered directly here. It will cover half the rule when you look only at Visarga. Right? So when we look at it in a given way without Panini, you look at it only with Visarga in view. When we looked at it through the sutras, we looked at it in a wider perspective. Okay? But as I said, I do understand it is not easy to keep all this sutra and organized, because each time you have to break one sandhi, if you remember all this, head will get broken. It's not easy. Okay? So finally, we have to get either through sutras, otherwise, we have to get to a level of comfort seeing what the sandhi changes are. That's the final situation, okay? And that comes by habit, abhyasena, not vairagyena, abhyasena to kaunteya. Okay, no vairagyam for grammar. Have some in your head. All right. So with this now, I will show you now how we can look at the rules in an organized way where you are only looking at visarga. Okay, which means we will assume a visarga is there. It is not Ramaha become Ramaru, then Ramas, etc. We won't do all that. We'll assume visarga is sitting there. Okay, then we will look at it. Any questions so far? Okay. So now we will share. Kutra asti share tatra. Okay. Okay. So now I got it on web view or not? Web. Okay. Good. Clear? Visible clearly? Okay. So now I'm saying Padanta Visarga changes, non-Panini approach. Okay. Padanta Sakara is assumed to have become a Visarga. Okay. If you want to understand it, Padanta Sakara becomes Ru and Ru becomes Visarga because of Avasana. Kharavasana yoho Visarjaniya. You assume like that. Avasana is always the kar is not needed then. Okay. Now we will start first with one thing which is outside the pale of these rules we have seen just so far. What is that? A rule for the words saha and esha. Just two words. Tat will become saha in third person singular. Etad will become esha in pullinga. For these two words, the special rule. What is the rule? If it is followed, if the visarga is followed, now all the rules are what? What precedes the visarga? What follows the visarga? No room, nothing else. Okay, now only what precedes visarga. Visarga is there now, assume. What precedes visarga, what follows visarga. So here, what is the visarga? The visarga is of the sa or esha. So what will precede? Sakara or esha. Okay. What follows? At. What is at? Not just Okay. At. Taparas tatkalasya. Then what will happen? The visarga and the preceding and the following at are replaced by o. Okay, that's the rule now. Now this is only for this is like sugar coating. I mean it's not even necessary because I'm not looking at Panini now. I'm just telling you what the rule is. But if you want to look deeper, these are the rules. This is part of your notes. Okay, so this is my magnum opus for today. Took some time to get it ready, so we just can see it later. So now what happens? I just give an example. Soham, saha, aham. What will happen? Visarga as well as the of aham both get dropped and you'll just have soham. This avagraha is purely alankaram. I can remove it. So saha became so and of aham went away, becomes hum. So hum. Okay. So this is what the first rule is. All right. If you take esha, eshoham, no problem. Okay. When at precedes, this is what will happen. If any other letter precedes, follows the visarga, not precedes, follows the visarga in saha and esha, what will happen? Visarga is elided. Okay. Sa atma, sa vigneyaha. Examples from our Vedanta, Sa atma, A is following, sa vigneyaha, V is following, doesn't matter. Technically, it could be replaced by yakara if a vowel follows, but I have never seen that anywhere. So you assume it is elided. Okay, that's all is important for us. So you have only two rules for saha and eshaha. If a follows, or anything other than a follows. If a follows becomes o. If anything other than a follows, drop that visarga. Clear? Very straightforward. Okay. Very important, because you will see so many sahas in the shastras, not once, hundreds of times. Okay. Now we come to the second part. What is now a general visarga, not about saha and eshaha, any visarga in the language now, in any word. If visarga is followed by ash, start there. Okay. We are keeping the same division. And now what have I done? First rule is preceded by at. At is a little special in this situation. So preceded by at, preceded by at, preceded by at. Three rules are there for preceded by at. But what is following? In the first case, at is following. In the second case, ach is following. In the third case, hush is following. What have I covered? Ash. First short at, okay, then ach other than at, and then hush. I'm only looking at ash. I have divided like this because that's how the convenience will come to understand it. Am I making sense? Anyone unclear? All we are looking at now is what is ash? Ash is equal to, I said ash is equal to what? I said ash is equal to ach plus hush. Correct? Now divide that ach further. At plus ach without at. Are you with me? Ach is equal to at plus a plus ich. At plus a plus ich. All right. So first one, when at precedes is our rule now. If at precedes and at follows, what will happen? Both the visarga, the visarga and the preceding and following at are replaced by o. Same soham. Same example I can give. Same rules in fact. Okay, that's the first rule. If at precedes, but what follows is ach other than at, then what happens? You drop the visarga. You drop the visarga. Okay. And if at precedes and is followed by hush, soft consonant, then the visarga and the preceding at are replaced by o. There is no following at, it's a hush. Okay. This is first, when at precedes. Then next we take up when a precedes. When a precedes. And then what? Either a or this is extra, okay? Bho, bhago, bhago. I'm just keeping it because it's easy to correlate with the rule later. You can drop it in your head. Okay? When a precedes, and now I don't need to worry about breaking this ash into three parts because in all three the same thing will happen. So I made it just ash. A precedes, ash follows. What will happen? Visarga may be dropped. Okay. Now I have said optionally, but as I said, the second part hardly ever happens. So it will always get dropped. For all practical purposes, you can drop this part. You understand what I'm saying? This second section is really only a technical thing covering my base. But when you see our Shastra, you will never see this happening. Yakara sitting there won't happen. Okay? Because when I say it's dropped optionally, what's the other option? Yakara will be there. That won't happen. All right. Then, what is after and a? What remains now? Ich remains. Okay. Now, ich is what? Any vowel other than a or a. Is that clear? I'm just telling Maheshwara Sutra here, okay? Nothing more. Pratyahara. Now, that I'm dividing into two parts. One is, see, ash is what I want to follow with. But ash, I'm saying there is ash and there is ra. Why? Because you remember Rory last time. We don't want this ra to be mixed up with other things. Therefore, I have kept ra separate. Okay? So now what happens? This ra, when it is there, the visarga is elided and the preceding an is replaced with dirgha. Okay? And well, I think this will have to also find some expression here. Okay, here also I'll have to include it. See, I was trying to make a rule which is foolproof, but I missed one. At plus ra also should come. They'll have to be hush is divided into ra and non-ra. Okay, we'll look at it later. Then ich followed by ash other than ra. What will happen? The visarga is replaced by ru. This is where Panini begins. Ru is always there. But here I will say visarga is replaced by ru. Okay. Is it making sense? Are you all okay? Just want to make sure. Anyone has a question?
Swamiji, can you repeat the Rory part?
I'll do that. See, when a repha is followed by a repha, when a repha is followed by a repha, what will happen? The first repha is dropped and the prior to that repha, which was dropped, will take dirgha adesha. This is the only rule as far as Rory is concerned. Our complication is, when do you have ru there? That rule should be there, Only then this will apply. So we have to bring in that condition also. Okay? Is that okay? Clear? Okay. Harsha?
Swamiji, in rule 4, I think there was a yakara that was missing in the optional.
Yeah, that's what I didn't. I said it, but I didn't write it there, I think. Yeah, because I said you hardly see it. Okay, you're right. Technically, I should put it in there. Okay? Because bho, bhago, ago, yo, ashi, ya is coming sutra wise. Okay? All right. So this is the story of what now? If visarga is followed by ash. If you ask Panini, he will say, when was visarga there when ash followed? It was never there. There was no visarga. But we took it as visarga and continued here. Okay. Now we go to the second part. If visarga is followed by khar. Now what? I'm starting with shar para khar. Followed by a khar which is followed by a shar. Then what happens? Visarga remains. Nothing happens to it. Alright? Then, see here, no problem of what precedes. Has to be a vowel because visarga cannot be there unless a vowel precedes. Okay? So, you know what would happen if it is a consonant? You would have a conjunct consonant at the end of a pada, and then the final of the conjunct would get dropped. That's what would happen. So it will always be a vowel before a visarga, and the visarga is pronounced based on what vowel precedes. So you will never have a visarga without a vowel before it. Any vowel is fine with us. Okay. Then if ka kha is following the vowel, either visarga or jikhva muliya. If cha cha, now I've related, ka cha ta ta pa. I've put it in that order, not in Maheshwara Sutra order. Okay. If cha cha follows, shakara replaces visarga. Here we have two steps. First it goes to sakara, visarga goes sakara, sakara goes to shakara. Now I made it one step. Just gets replaced by shakara. Tata, if it follows the visarga, shakara replaces visarga. Okay. If tata follows, sakara replaces visarga. Okay. And if papa follows, visarga may be optionally replaced by upadmaniya. If shashasa follows, visarga may be replaced optionally by the letter that precedes the visarga. Simple way to look at it. Otherwise, you remember 3 rules. Shtunashtuhu, shtunashtuhu, visarjaniyasya saha. All that is simplified. Very, very simple rule. Okay. So, kevala 14 rules. All right. You're ready now to go further? Now we'll look at examples, okay? Step by step. So you hopefully won't get lost. Yes, Harsha.
Swamiji, this Rory rule, does it apply to non-visargas also if I have an avyaya like atra and followed by another rakaranta?
Atra won't qualify because it's ending in a.
Oh, sorry.
Pratar, we saw example. Pratar, it's not a visarga. Pratar. Pratar, you know, namami. You remember that? We became prata. No? So, yes, the rule can apply to any ra. It's not only a ra born of room. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. All right. So now what are we going to do? We'll start with examples now. All right. Saha plus aham. All of you don't answer one by one. Anyone volunteer right now. Saha plus aham. One of you. Raise your hand on the screen. Yes, Kaushilema. What will happen?
Soham.
Good.
Soham.
Good. Eshaha asti.
Yeshosti.
Why?
Yeshosti.
Why?
Because
Correct
it
or?
is followed by
Good. Very
Shara.
good. Perfect. Same rule. Okay. Now, next person. Who's volunteering next now? Hmm? Okay, Priyanka. Saha aste. Everybody else, please mute yourself, okay? So that I hear one voice. Huh? Saha aste. Sa aste. Why?
Because is there.
Anything other than visarga drops. Okay? Eshaha ichhati. Yes, Bhuma.
Esha ichchati.
Esha ichhati. Good. Saha uttaraha. Bhuma.
Sa uttaraha.
So you can see clearly what's happening, right?
Yes.
What have I done? A, E, U, A. I have just put so that you see in any case, any vowel you're same, right? Saha
Yes.
uttaraha, sa uttaraha. Then saha eti.
Sayeti.
Sa eti. Okay, Sujata, now you take up. Eshaha icchat. Sorry, we finished that, right? Eshaha gayati.
Esha gayati.
Huh?
Esha gayati.
Do I hear Esha or Esha? What do I hear?
Esha, I told Esha.
Esha or Esha? Which here?
Esha.
E
Esha.
Rasva or Dirgha?
Maybe Dirgha.
Why? Where did you see the rule to make it Dirgha for Esha? Remember the rule? What is the rule? If it is followed, if it is...
Any other letter than At.
Huh?
Any other letter than At.
Then what should you do?
Visarga will be dropped.
So what should happen?
Sa Esha. Esha gayati.
Why Esha? Why are you messing around with Esha is Pullinga? Why do you make it Esha? Esha, not Esha. Don't make it Esha.
Esha. Esha Shaksha.
That Sha is okay, ma. Dirgha or Rasva.
Rasva.
That's all. You said Dirgha last time. That's why I'm saying it can't be. Clear?
Rasva.
Okay, good. Saha odanaha. What will happen?
So, Sa.
Yes, Niru.
Sa odanaha.
Again?
Sa.
Sa odanaha. Correct. So what is happening really? So you're saying odana. Please mute yourself. You talk to others, okay? Saha. I have just put some word, okay? Makes no sense. I just wanted to know. So sa odana. All right. So you told me odanam. Napumsakalinga. Good, that is fine. But I'm just looking at Saha and O here. Okay. Niru, you continue now. Balaha asti. Now what have we done? I have dropped the Saha and Eshaha. Okay. Now we come to the general Visarga rules. I'm dividing in two parts. Ataha, this is my own rule. Okay. Make you understand. Ataha Visarga Hechi means what? First At. Okay. At is preceding. Visarga follows. Ach follows that. This is my first set now. In the examples. Balaha asti. Niru.
It will be
You have to think now. Preceded by a, followed by a. Visarga preceded by a, followed by short a. What would happen?
Balo
Balo
asti.
Balo asti. Then what will happen to Balo
Balo
asti? Okay, you're saying Balo asti. Correct. First step, correct. What is the next step now?
Sandhi.
What will it become?
Balosti.
Balosti. Correct?
Hmm.
Is it all right?
Yeah.
Yes, good. What will happen now? Balaha agachati. What have I changed? Balaha I'll retain all the way. What do I want? Visarga preceded by at, okay? And I'm going to keep changing the characters on the right. All right? So now, Balaha agachati. What will happen?
Visarga will drop.
Visarga will drop. Correct. So what will you get?
Bala agachati.
Bala agachati. Can I make it Bala agachati?
No.
Sandhi? Can I make Sandhi? No. No Sandhi.
No.
Okay? Why no Sandhi, Swamiji? Because Panini's rules are like that. That is only explained from Panini's way. Real way is what? This is how the language is. No Sandhi is allowed. Okay? All right. Balaha Ishparaha. What will happen?
Again, Visarga will drop.
Good. So what will you get?
Bala Ishwara.
Making sense? Everybody else? Okay. Now, Balaha Uttishtati. What will happen?
Balo Tishtati.
Repeat.
Visarga will drop.
Correct. I heard Balo Uttishtati. That's why I asked again.
Bala
Bala
Tishtati.
Uttishtati. Balaha Eshaha.
Bala Eshaha.
Correct. So it should not, Esha on the right should not confuse you. That's why I put it there. Okay.
Hmm.
Balaha Odanam Khadati.
Bala Odanam Khadati.
Good. So you can see clearly what's going on. Right? So we just have to drop the visarga. Balaha Aushadihi Sevate.
Again, drop the Visarga. Bala Aushadhihi Sevate.
Aushadihi is wrong. I should have made Aushadhim. Okay. So we'll fix it and put it here. Everybody happy with this? Okay. Now, next person volunteer. Who's volunteering next? One of you? Good. Mahita. Now, we're doing Ataha Visarga Hashi. Okay. So, I'm replacing what At is replaced, is preceding. What is following is Hash. Okay. So, Kausalyama, do you have a question? I keep seeing some finger going up on your screen. If you don't have, then remove that. If you have a question, please ask. No question. Okay. So now, Balaha Hanti. What will happen?
Visarga will drop.
So it will become what?
Balahanti.
Is that correct?
Actually, one second. Balo Balo hanti.
See, this is where we should not be in a lucky dip game, okay? It has to become balo hanti. The reason I made this boundary is because the rule is changing. Okay? So, ato ro lapluta daplute. Next sutra is hashicha. Okay? Hashicha is applying. Hush. That's why hush. Ataha and hashi. Making sense to you?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, what will it become?
Balo hanti.
Balo hanti. All right. Balaha yati.
Balo yati.
Balo yati. Are you comfortable? Everybody? Why? Same rule. Whole way the same rule apply now. So everywhere you will end up with the visarga getting replaced by ru. I mean ru actually is there. It became ut. Panini way it never became visarga. Ut came and took guna. And followed by there's no more nothing to be done. So we'll get what here now? Balo yati. Okay. Then balaha vasati.
Balo vasati.
Balo vasati. Straight? Everyone comfortable? Okay. Balaha roditi.
Bala roditi.
Again?
Rory should apply here, no? So
Good.
Bala roditi.
Bala roditi. Roditi means what?
Cries.
Cries. The boy cries. Bala roditi. This is exception. Watch carefully. Though I have put in hush, it's there. What am I doing? Hayavarat. Okay, that's what I'm doing. Okay. Now, balaha lumpati. Lumpati means breaks. What will it become?
Balo.
Balo. So, balo. Balo lumpati. I'm not repeating it, okay? Then what? Balaha majjati.
Balo majjati.
Balo majjati. What does it mean? To masjishuddhau dhatu. Takes a bath or he immerses himself in a river. Dive, you do this, you take your nose and go down. Majjati. Immerse. Okay. So it will become again balo. Okay. Balaha namati.
Balo namati.
So you can see. So now I have finished with hayavarat lan. Nyama ngana nam. Ma I have called. Ngana, etc. You don't find words, so I'm skipping them. Namati I have done. Then what do you after what? Khadadhash. Right? So gha I have taken as an example. Balaha ghatate. Ghatate means gatau, goes. What will it become?
Balo ghatate.
Okay. See, the convenience right now is it's all one rule. Easy to keep saying balo, balo. Exercise should be it's all mixed up. Then only we will know where we stand. But what is the basics? I want it to be clear. That's why I did it simple way now. Where it's followed by a hush or ach or a khar. That's the basic division. And what precedes? At or something else. So right now we're looking at all ats. But say balaha. Balaha gacchati. What will happen?
Balo gacchati.
Balo gacchati. Balaha jayati.
Balo jayati.
What does it mean?
Wins.
Boy wins. Balaha dayate.
Balo dayate.
What will it mean?
Die.
To fly. Okay? Atmane pada, to fly. So flies. The boy flies. Okay? Balaha dhaukate.
Balo dhaukate.
I've just found words to cover da, etc. Okay? All right. Again goes. Balaha badhnati.
Balo badnati.
So what does it mean?
Binds.
Binds. What gana is this dhatu in?
Fifth gana. Is it? One second. No.
Now basically test to check where you are, okay?
Badnati.
You should remember what are the Gana Vikaranas now.
A is coming.
Badnati.
Na is coming.
Shna is coming. Shna is coming. Where will it get it? Ninth Gana.
Ninth Gana.
Okay?
Hmm.
All right. Balaha bhunkte. I just got it from Gita, okay? Prakritijan gunan. We are all balaha, you know, when we don't understand truth. So, balaha bhunkte. What will it become?
Balo bhunkte.
We don't need this. This is just balo bhunkte. Balaha dadat. What does it mean? Balo bhunkte means what?
Gains. Bhunkte.
Experiences.
Okay. Oh.
Enjoys. Okay? Experience is a better word. Balaha dadati.
Balo dadati.
Clear? Balaha, what does it mean?
Gives.
The boy gives. Balaha dhunoti.
Balo dhunoti.
What does it mean?
No idea.
Dhunoti is to shake.
Okay.
Like a horse shakes its body to hair to drop all dust. Dhunoti. Okay, dhunj kampane dhatu. All right, thank you. So what have we covered now? When hush follows and at precedes, what will happen? O will come. A will get replaced by at and visarga will get replaced by O. How? Visarga will become ut, at plus ut, guna, at gunaha, you will get O. Clear? All right, next volunteer now. Malati, good. Now we're getting into the some more work, okay? All right. Now,
I have a question.
oh, you have a question, okay.
This Balaha Rodati,
Roditi, yeah.
Roditi, there does Rory apply? Because the Rory is only for Repa, not born out of Ru, isn't it?
No, that's a confusion you're having. Rory is repasya repe pare repasya lopaha bhavati. There is no room there. There is no room there. Let me explain that again. See,
for Punaha Ramate
let me explain that. I'll explain that again, okay? Give me 1 second. Right now I'll explain it. See, what's happening is this. When we have a visarga, whenever we have a visarga, the visarga before visarga you have padanta sakara, correct? We start with a padanta sakara. Padanta sakara can become a room. Becomes a room, correct? So first step is padanta sakara will become what? Room. Everyone happy with this? Okay. Malti, you're okay, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now padanta sakara became room. What is the next thing that can happen to room? Will room always be there, or can it be displaced by something?
Visarga, it can be displaced by Visarga. Kara avasanti.
Okay. Other than that, can it be displaced by something else too?
Utvam or
Uttam can happen. Uttam can happen. Now, this Padanta Sakara going to Ru is 8 to 66. Okay? Rule number is 8 to 66. It's important to keep track of it now. What is Rory's number? You should know. Rory is 8, 3, 14. Okay? Rory is 8, 3, 14. And you know what is Uttam's number?
61113.
61113, 61114. Okay? So, Ato Ro Raplutat Aplute is a sutra. And that happens to be 6 1 1 1 3. Okay, and the next one, which is hashicha, sorry, is 6 1 1 1 4. Okay, now what happens is this. Suppose you started with Ramaha. Oh, 1 second. No? Yeah, okay. Ramaha asti. 1 second. No? Give me 1 second. You may have a valid point. Give me 1 second, okay? Balaha hashi. Hash is there. Roditi. Yeah, okay. No, you're right, Malti. I was wrong there. Let me correct it now. So Ramahasti, what will happen? This Ramaha will become Ramo. Yeah, becomes Ramo. And once it became Ramo Asti. Same way now. Suppose I had Ramaha and I had this Roditi. Balaha, Ramaha, same, okay? Now again, what would happen now? This Ra, is it Hush or not? It is Hush. So what should happen? Ramo Roditi. That's what would happen. Okay. So when a Hush follows, it has to become O. Now there is no longer a room available for this fellow. Which fellow? Where did it go? Where is Rory? I wrote number somewhere. Okay, if I didn't write, I'll write it now. Yeah, Rory is here, 8314. So 8314, by the time 8314 comes, I did something, mess up. Okay, by the time 8314 comes, there is no Repa. There is no Repa. So let me correct myself. This is not correct. This should be Balo Roditi. Okay. It doesn't mean that the room of a visarga will not cause Rori. That's not the fact. It will if it survives. But the room got displaced. It became Ut. Therefore, Balo Roditi is correct. Okay. Please mark the correction. What I said earlier was wrong. It is Balo Roditi, not Balaha, Bala Roditi. Okay. So Balo Roditi, like here, Ramo Roditi. But now, instead of Ramaha Roditi, suppose it is Guru made a mistake, crying now. Guru who Roditi. Now what will happen? This Guru who, when you say, really it is Guru Ru. Okay, in Panini's world it is Guru Ru. So now, when it is preceded by Ut, not At, there is no way it will take Ut Adesha. So therefore, what will remain here is Guru, sorry. What will remain here is Guru Ru, sorry. Roditi. What brought about this change? This change was brought out by 8 to 66. Now 61114 has no scope because there is no at. Therefore, room survives. Room survives. Now, what happens? The rule which will bring any changes further. What is the further change? Look, this room, is it followed by ash or not? What is our rule? Bho, bhago, agho, apurvasya, ya, ashi. It is not apurva. It is not apurva. Just 1 second, Priyanka. So now, this guru roditi is sitting here. This is not available for bho, bhago, agho because apurva is not there. Priyanka, what's your question?
But 61114 cannot see room, right?
That is an exception because the row is given in this section and the row is operate on that section. There is no way it can be, the sutra would be meaningless if it couldn't apply. Therefore, it is able to see the room. It's an exception there. Vachana samarthyat, paninehe vachana samarthyat, the room will have visibility for 61113 and 114. Okay. So now what happens? 8317, Bho Bhago doesn't have any access to this. Okay, and even before that is what 8314. Even before 8317, 8314. In Tripad, you have to follow the rule. Sequence you have to go with. So 8314 will come and say, oh, you have a room and you have a ra. It doesn't see room anymore. What does it see? What will 8314 see? It will see like this. Guru, ra. That's what it will see. Repa and ro. It will see this much. And it'll say ro, re. Perfect. It fits me. So what will it do then? Guru Roditi. This will happen by 8314. So you can see that here a room participated in Rori. Last time the example we saw was Pratar Namami, let us say. What will happen? Now this Ra is not born of room. Pratar is an avyaya. Yet this also became what? Not Prato, but Prata. This is clear?
Swamiji, shouldn't it begin with Ra, the second word?
Oh, you're right. Sheh, why am I doing this today? Not Namami. What I said last time? We had used something else.
Ramate.
Ramate, correct. That's what happened. Correct. Thank you, Manisa. Yeah, not Ramate, I have to put. Absolutely right. Yeah. Okay. So this is an example where, so this example is Ru plus Ra, and this example is non-Ru. Non-Ru Ra. Okay. So whether it is Ru Ra or non-Ru Ra, Rory has no problem. Okay. Is this clear?
Okay.
Malti, thank you for pointing out the error. Very helpful. Okay. I would have missed it probably and then discovered later. It's good we cleared it up now. Okay. So now with that, we want to come to the next section now. Ataha visargaha khari. Who wants to take this up now? Who will volunteer? Malti. Good. All right. First one now. Balaha kshayaha karoti vritha kalasya. All this is extra, okay? This is all extra baggage. You have to focus on this. Balaha plus kshayaha. What are the conditions? Precedes. We don't even worry about precedes anymore. Visarga is followed by what?
Kar.
Khar.
Shar.
And that khar is followed by what?
Shar.
Shar. Therefore, what should happen?
Visarga remains.
Visarga remains.
Shaya.
So, how will you pronounce it?
Balaha Shaya.
Balaha kshayaha. Then, what we do between kshayaha and karoti?
Ardha Visarga. Shaya.
Or visarga. You have two choices now. Here, you have two choices. Here, you have no choice. Balaha kshayaha. Or balaha kshayak karoti. But balaha cannot lose its visarga. Clear? That's the first rule. Sharpare khayaha. Kharaha. Sharpare khar. When sharpara khar is there, visarjaniyasya visarjaniya adeshaha bhavati. Okay? All right. Now, balaha, I'm just reading it as it is, okay? Visarga. Balaha karoti. What are the possibilities? So here, the output is going to be what? It is going to be balaha kshayaha, and either, either it will be full visarga, or just for our convenience, this, see, colon is visarga, right? So just for our convenience, I will now put semicolon half visarga, okay? Convention, so it's easy for us to follow. So I can't type that half visarga here, so I'll choose semicolon. So that or balaha, sorry, not bal, this is wrong, I should have done it. Next one, balaha kshayaha is same. Balaha kshayaha karoti, one possibility, as it is, it will appear. And the second possibility will be what? This is same, but this fellow will become a ardha visarga. Is that clear? So this has to clear. Anyone has a question here? I hope this is clear. This kshaya, what is kshaya? It is ka followed by, sorry, see, ka followed by sha. That's what is ksha. If you don't know that, you'll have trouble. And the sha is shar. So if you put them together, it becomes ksha. That's how it's written. Yes, Neeru, you have a question?
Swamiji, won't that be pronounced as Balak Shaya because Jiva Mulya Ka is coming there?
Which one? This one? No, this is
Balak
exactly what I'm
Shaya.
saying. No, this is exactly what I'm trying to point out. That when you see balak karoti, kshayak karoti, that is correct. You can say kshayaha karoti, kshayak karoti. When a kar follows a ka or when a ka or kha follows the visarga, we have two options. What are they? Either visarga or ardha visarga, jikhva mulya, correct? That's the rule you're quoting now. Now, this is a rule which supersedes it. It's an upavada. What is it saying? It is saying if the, see now here, balaha, kshaya, correctly what you said is this. You're saying, look, there is balaha, and it is followed by ka, which is followed by sha. That. This is how it is, correct? And therefore your question is, Swamiji, looking at this too, can I not make balak ardha visarga? Condition is, If this ka, this ka is followed by a shar, shashasa, then the rule is visarjaniyasya visarjaniya adeshaha. It is an apavada to that. That you cannot get sakara, you cannot get ardha visarga, you have to make it a full visarga. Therefore, balaha shayaha karoti only. You cannot make it balak shayaha. Balaha, whole visarga has to be pronounced. Spashtam?
Yeah. Thank you, Sandhi.
Welcome. So this is what you have to keep in mind. This is an example of sharpare, kar. Okay, what will happen next, Malti? Balaha karoti.
Visarga remains or optionally becomes the form.
So you have two possibilities. What are they? Either balaha karoti or
Balak.
balak karoti. Okay. What will happen here? Balaha khadati.
Same. Balaha khadati or balak khadati.
So it will become either balak khadati or balaha khadati. Okay. This took care of kakha. Now, who will volunteer now? Yes, Harsha. Balaha chalati.
Balash-chalati.
Correct. So, any other options? No options. Balash chalati. There's no choice here. What is the rule? Stohosh chunash chuhu. Using it purely for the sake of, see this, in Panini's world, the way it would have come to this point is how it would have come as Balaru followed by, sorry, followed by
Balas.
Balaha visarga followed by
Balas.
Balas, and then Stohosh chunachu would have applied, and you would have ended up with Balash. Okay, that's the way Panini would have operated. So you get Balash chalati. Okay, next one. Balaha chinatti.
Balash-chinatti.
Balash chinatti. So that is again the same story. Okay, so you take that Balash chinatti. There are some possible optional changes, additional things can happen. You can get one extra chakara in between. It could become Balash chinatti. We don't worry about it right now. Right now, all I'm focusing only on the sandhi rule. So it will become Balash chinatti. Okay. What does it mean?
Cuts.
Cuts. Good. Chindi, bhindi, etc. All that comes from there. Chinatti. Then Balaha. Okay, should have been Tikate.
Balash-tikate.
Correct. What kind of shakara?
Murdanya shakara.
Murdhanya shakara. By what rule?
Shtunashtuhu.
Shtuna shtuhu. So Balash Tikate. No option. See, this can be written like this also. Nothing wrong, okay? But normally, how will we write it? We will not write it like this. We will write it as two words together. So what will happen? We will just write it like this. But please understand, there is no sandhi between these two. It's just two words written together. But this to this is a sandhi. Okay? All right. Balaha tudati. What will happen?
Balastudati.
Balas tudati. Okay. What's the rule?
Ru will get replaced with visarga, which will become sakara, which will stay as sakara. No further.
No further change, absolutely. So that's what is happening. And this is the only situation where the sakara will survive. Otherwise, it will normally go away. Something else like shakara, etc. So bala studati means what?
To hurt.
Yeah, he'll poke or pierce or hurt. That's the idea. Tudati. Balaha tudati. Then I want one example for tha. Okay. So what is this now? Balaha thu thu karoti. What does it mean? It's literally, he spits, making that sound. Thu thu. That's the idea. So balaha thu thu karoti. What will it become?
Balas thu thu karoti.
Correct. That's what it will be. So you have to say balas thu thu karoti. That's how it will be. And if you put them together, you will have a change. Okay. Then next one. Balaha patati. What will happen here?
Balaf patati.
Any other option? Any other option?
Balaha patati.
So we have two options. Either you retain this as it is, or you do what? You replace the visarga with a ardha visarga, which is an upadmaniya. Balaf patati. Balaha phalati. What will happen?
Balaf palati or balaha phalati.
Good. And in general, when you're chanting in Vedic suttas, etc., you will find that the ardha visarga will almost invariably come. Okay? Two options. Okay. Now we have finished what? We have finished shar all the way. Okay. We have finished kai and shar also. Correct? We went in a sequence. We took the sharpara, then we took ka, kha, cha, cha, ta. I don't have an example for ta, therefore it's not there. Ta, tha, pa, pha. Now what is remaining? Something is remaining, right? I didn't cover the shar. I missed them. Okay. So now balaha
Sheti.
shete. Okay, good. Sleeps. Very nice. Balaha shete. Okay. Who will take this up? Who's volunteering? No one? Why? I'll help you. Anybody else want to do it? Yeah, Priyanka, go ahead.
Balashete.
Bala shete. So what's happening here? What happened?
Becomes a Ru, then Sakara, and then Sakara
Correct.
becomes
Sakara. No, Ru to Visarga. Visarga to Sakara. Right?
Sakara.
But the rule is Vashari. So for this, we have to know. Just 1 second, okay? So now the thing we have to know here is, we go to Sutra Patha. So in the Sutra Patha, we look for Vashari. So when you look, it is 8336. All right. So 8-3, and we snoop around a little, saying what's going on here. So you can see what happened. 8334 says Visarjaniyasya saha. Okay. Visarga will be replaced by Sakara. But then Sharpare Visarjaniyaha. Sakara won't come. This 8335 is an apvada to 8334. 8336 is an optional apavada. So either you, sorry.
We cannot see the screen.
Oh, is it? I'm sorry. I thought I should be able to.
We can see Ashtadhyayi, Swamiji.
We can see the screen.
Dipti, there's some problem. Is refresh your screen and see. Check.
Okay, I'm sorry, sir.
No problem. No problem. So what I'm saying is now this va shari is saying what? Va means optionally. Vibhasha, va, anyatarasyam. These are words which tell you optionality in Panini's sutras. So now va shari means what? Look at the sutra vritti now. Sharvarne pare visargasya vikalpena visargadesha bhavati. Okay? Which means what is the other one? Other one is sakara. Are you with me? Or did I lose you? See, this vashari anuvritti is visarjaniya. Okay? Now what happens is this. If this shar was not following, you would have had visarjaniyasya saha. That rule would have applied. But since shar is following, when shar follows, what are we saying here? Sorry. What are we saying here? What did I do? Yeah. So vashari. So what happened here now? Here, visarjaniyasya visarjan adisho va bhavati shari pare. So now that visarjaniyasya saha would have happened, and that saha can come back to visarjaniya. Saha can come back to visarjaniya. See what's happening. Let me restate what I said. I'm saying that 8335, is it? Yeah. 8334 says visarjaniya is replaced by sakara. Now, not apavada, but what will happen now? When you have a shar following, optionally it will become visarjaniya means what? The other option is sakara will remain. So sakara has come. That's why it's not apavada. Sakara has come. But sakara may be replaced back by visarga. This is just an internal mechanism. Okay. So this is how this rule takes its place. Give me 1 second. Let me go back to our exercise. Okay. So now balashete. So vashari is applied. Okay. Now we want what? Balaha. And we want now what? We want sha. So I will say
Swamiji, optionally Balaha Shete would also come, right?
correct, absolutely. So it would be Balaha Shete. Correct. Now, Balaha Shadanga Veda Vit. Balaha Shadanga Veda Vit. I'm only into the Shakara, okay? Sha has to come. What will happen now, Priyanka?
So either it remains same
Either it is same, correct? Or
or
what will happen?
Balashadanga way.
That will be now a Murdhanya Shakara. So Balashadanga. Why did it do that? Balash. So I can leave it like that. Balashadanga Vedavit, which is equal to, if you write it together, it will be half Shakara. And the option is what? The same.
Balaha.
Balaha Shadanga Vedavit. Okay. Now, Sha, Sha. What is the third possibility? Balaha.
Smar
Yeah. Tell me. You were saying something? Some Sakara word?
Smarati. Smarati.
Smarati. Is that correct? Smru. Should be right. Okay. So, Balah Smarati. What will happen now?
Balas Smarati.
Either Balah Smarati or let me follow the same sequence. Okay. Why is it doing that? Okay. So it will become Balas Smarati, which is equal to, written properly, written normal way we write, be Balas Smarati or Balah Smarati. It's clear? So with this, what have we covered now? We have done one round completely, a preceding and ash following, khar following. Okay? So it's a complete one round we have done now. What all can go on? All right? So you can see that, these kind of things you can spot. Avasana you should be able to spot. Like say when we say swasti prajabhyah paripalayantam, right? Swasti prajabhyah. What is that F? Upadmaniya. Swasti prajabhyah paripalayantam, because pa is there. Nyayena margena mahim mahishaha. Hey, how come mahishaha? Visarga is coming fully. Go brahmanebhya. What should have happened? Go brahmana, if it follows mahishaha, what should have happened? Now you have to think, okay? Now you have to think. I is preceding visarga, then you have a hush. What will happen? Only dropped. Should have been manisha. Manisha shouldn't be there. What does it show you? In the Veda, there's an avasana. Otherwise, you can't chant it like that. You have to pause there. So, swasti prajabhyah paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahishaha go brahmanebhyah shubhamastu nityam. What's happening? Go brahmanebhyah shubham. You don't chant like that. Go brahmanebhyah shubhamastu nityam. Do you see that? Vashari. But you don't take the option. You make it sakara followed by shunashchu. Shubhamastu nityam. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Do you see what's going on? Lokaha samastaha became what? Loka samastaha. Why? Visarjaniyasya saha and vashari. Okay? Lokaha samasta became loka samastaha. Loka samastaha. What does it show you? Loka samastaha. Avasana. Otherwise, sukhino bhavantu. Should have been what? Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. You see that? Avasana means viramo avasanam. A pause is called avasana. Kale varshatu parjanyaha. Avasana is there or not? Prithivi sasyashalini. Otherwise what? Kale varshatu parjanyah prithivi sasyashalini. Right? Avasana is there. Desho yang kshobarahitaha. What's going on? Desho yam. Deshaha ayam. Break. Desho yam. Why? Deshaha plus a. Deshaha, a precedes. Visarga. What follows? A follows. What should happen when a precedes and a follows visarga? What should happen? O. Both will be replaced. All three will be replaced by O. Desho yam. Avagraha you can add, okay? Desho yang shobharahitaha. Shobharahitaha. Then what? Brahmana santu nirbhayaha. Brahmana is following visarga. What should have happened? Desho yam shobharahitaha. Taha. A visarga. Then Brahmana. What should have happened? Should have become O. Hush is following. Right? Should have been Deshoyam rahito brahmana, right? But became what? Kshobarahitaha. I'm giving you a good example for avasana, okay? Kharavasanayo visarjaniyaha. Brahmana santu nirbhayaha. What's going on? Brahmanaha santu. Vashari. So you could, in a prose you can write, you can read Brahmanaha santu. Asti staha santu. Right? Or Brahmanas santu. But in Veda, Brahmanas santu nirbhayaha. What is there after nirbhayaha? Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha. Sarve should have been what? Nirbhayas sarve. No. Nirbhayaha. Avasana. Therefore, visarga is full. Kharavasanayo visarjaniyaha. And there is no, when you have avasana, why not make sandhi? Let avasana be there. Visarga can come. But why no sandhi? Samhitayam. What is samhitayam? Only when there is no gap, when there is no avasana, there is samhita. That is why in Gita or any verse, when one line ends, second line you don't make sandhi. And between one mantra and next mantra you don't make sandhi. You will be in trouble. Okay? So, loka samasta sukhino bhav. Where were we? We're there only, right?
Sarve bhavantu.
Huh? Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramayaha. Niramayaha. Avasana. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschit. Kaha chit. Kaha chit. What happened? Chakara is following. Visarga is there, preceded by what will happen? Preceded by you don't need. Visarga followed by chakara. What will you get? Visarga becomes shakara. Kaschit. Right? Ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. Then asatoma sadgamaya tamasoma asatoma. Asatoma. What is asatoma? What is to? Asataha. Right? Sadgamaya tamasoma. Why tamaso? Visarga sandhi. Tamasaha ma jyotirgamaya. What is the sandhi there? Jyotihi gamaya. Jyotirgamaya. Jyotihi is not 1-1. Jyotihi is 2-1, okay? Jyotish, Jyotishi, Jyotimshi. Jyotish, Jyotishi, Jyotimshi. Neuter. Jyoti is not feminine. It is neuter. Okay? So, Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma. What is happening? Mrityorma. What is the sandhi?
Mrittuhu.
Huh?
Mrityoho.
No. Mrityuhuma, no. It will be Mrityurma then.
No
What should it be?
sandhi then.
Mrityoho.
Mrityoho ma.
Hmm.
Mrityoho panchami. From death. Mrityorma. Ma is what? Don't? No. What is ma?
Mam.
Mam. Aham. Mam. Aham avam vayam.
Mamu.
Mam ma avam no asmannaha. That's how it should come to your head, okay? Mam ma should come together. Mrityorma amritangamaya. Om Purnamadaf. Adaf. Why Adaf? Purnamadaha. Purnamidam. वो भी ठीक है नहीं वो ठीक नहीं है if you're chanting a samhita Purnamadaf Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. ये शांतिश क्या होता है? What is शांतिश? Shantihi followed by what? Shantihi. What is following what? Visarga is preceded by what? Visarga is followed by what? Shakara. Shar or not? Washari. What should happen? Shakara will become Shakara. Shantish. Shantish. Last one is what? Avasana. Shantihi. Okay, Purnam. All right. So I hope you got some better feel for Visarga Sandhi today. So next week we will continue with a preceding, and then with something other than a preceding. A preceding and other than a is not a big deal really, because you should be able to tell me what's the difference now, the rules. Okay. So in fact, I will put it out for you so you can work it out. Okay. So you will find instead of the word balaha, I have replaced it by the word vedhaha. It's not plural, it is singular. Vedhas pratipadika, vedhaha, vedha. So veda means Vishnu or Brahma or something. Okay, so that all our sentence will be valid. Otherwise, I have to find another thing to change everything, pathanti, etc. So many changes I'll have to make. So I said, how to become lazy? Let me find something which is a ending with visarga, but with singular. So I found one. Good. I'm happy with that. So vedhaha is there. Okay. First, I was thinking I'll make it balaha, but then I have to change so many sentences. More trouble. So replace it with vedhaha. Okay. Then the next example is what? We have to find something which is not a, not a. All other vowels will be covered with that. You don't have any specific rule for any vowel. Therefore, harihi is my next example. So same thing, all words will be same. Only change will be what now? The left is becoming vedhaha or harihi. All examples you have. You work them out. Okay? So this will be in the document today. Not as an exercise, it will be in the document itself. You can work it out. Exercise you'll get separately. This is too simple because now you have it all, cookie cutter, like everything is in right sequence. You just have to keep writing o. When you mix only, we'll get mixed up. Even without mixing, I myself got mixed up. So what to tell about you? It can happen to anybody. So all I'm saying is, but this will give you a methodical way of saying how every single change happens to visarga. Okay. Any questions? All okay? Good. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. So I've been cooking the exercise, I haven't still cooked. Okay, so it will come to you in time whenever I'm ready. So it'll be a mixed bag, as I told you. So you won't know which one is which. There'll be Swarasandhi and Visarga Sandhi, both will be there. So I want to actually show you a couple of things which will be interesting to see, whether it is a case of HOIYavaha or Visarga Sandhi, we will have to figure out sometimes. There'll be examples, situations like that. We don't know which way it will go. It's A or A. Because in both cases, what will happen? Whether you go with HOIYavaha and you end up with I and drop the Yakara, or you just drop a Visarga, you will end up with both with A and no Sandhi happening. Now you have to see whether it's a case of A preceding or Visarga with A preceding. Which one was it? That we have to correctly understand. Otherwise, mistake in meaning is possible. So that's a little wrinkle there. Both cases are handled by Lopa Shakalyasya. Yakara is only going, but Yakara was born of a Swarasandhi is an extra wrinkle we have to deal with. Okay. So look at this. I mean, Visarga Sandhi is not very simple. Okay, it is simple. I've tried to make it easier, but it's still a little involved. To remember all the metrics takes a little effort and it takes a lot of practice. So over time, you ask me now what the rule I'll read, but if you ask me which rule, I may not remember which rule applied because I know what will come. So that's the way you should become finally. Rules you can forget, but you should know what is sandhi happening. That's all we need. Okay. And a good exercise point for all of you, if you like to do, is Vishnu Sahasranama is wonderful for visarga sandhi. Because so many words, it's all Prathama Vibhakti. Vishwam Vishnur Vashatkaro Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu. So Vashat Vishwam Vishnur came, So like this, you will get a lot of them. Lot of them. Every example will get covered. Sarva Sharva Shivasthanu Bhutadhir Nidhiravyaya. Lot of them will get covered. Okay. So if your fair game, you chant and you observe all sandhis changing. Okay. I'll leave you with that thought.